Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shouts out to everybody that comes into the room. I know that this is a little bit early. I apologize. And I know I had some other things on the docket today, but it's all good. I guarantee you that you guys are going to like what I have in store for you today. All right. Also, in addition to that, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you're not subscribed to Just Talking with TD and Rob, make sure that you guys take a moment and subscribe to that channel. Me and my man TD Hip Hop Media, in traditional fashion, are going to be going live over there on that channel. You know what I'm saying? Got my homegirl Maya Wolves in the building early. What up with it, Maya? Good to see you as always. Got my man Jay Bird in the house. What up with it, Jay? And we got Volvo 2 Love in the building. All right. What up with y'all? Good to see everybody. All right. So we got live streams all day. You know what I'm saying? We got live streams all day popping off. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Kareem in the building. All right. So interesting stuff. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys are familiar with a birthing person or what a birthing person is? Last time I checked, this is just last time I checked, last time, somebody delivered kids on my behalf, i.e. my baby's mom, you know what I'm saying? Women delivered children only with no violence implied, all right? Do you guys agree with me or do you disagree? Women deliver children. Women have children. Women carry a child for 9 months and then they deliver a full-term child. You know what I'm saying? Got my man Jay Bird. Shouts out to my man Moxie Approved. My man Jay Bird says he's trying to catch up on Moxie's video. Yo, Moxie did a dope live stream last night. If you guys are not subscribed to my man Moxie Approved, another one of the bros, another one of my homies, make sure you go over there and check out Moxie Approved channel. All right. He did a great video last night about the threat on New York City, allegedly. There's an alleged threat. Apparently, Putin, you know what I'm saying, got some people triggered, you know what I'm saying, which Putin has been triggering the United States probably since he was born, you know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you guys a question, all right? Have you guys heard about this situation here? There is a law professor named Khiara Bridges, all right? And she got into a debate with Senator Josh Hawley about pregnancy. She says that his question that he asked was transphobic. All right. Shouts out to my man Keith Weston. What up with it, bro? Now, it says a heated exchange between Bridges and Hawley during a Senate hearing captures a larger debate over inclusive language in the abortion rights movement. So we're all over the place with this. All right. I'm going to play this for you guys. We're going to check out this article and we're going to have a discussion about it. Okay.
Mr. Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are.
Huh? What was that? Shouts out to my man Torian Rain in the building. Yo, if you guys are not subscribed to my man Torian Rain, make sure that you take a moment, subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Watch the videos, share the videos out. Y'all know what to do. Torian, make sure that you throw your link in the chat so that people can go and check out your content, bro. Excellent content creator. And I agree. She's a nutcase. Oh, I can't wait. Does that mean that we have a video coming? Man, make this a Tory and Rage. What do you guys think? Make this a Tory and Rage. You know what I'm saying? I can feel the rage for you. Did you guys hear what this woman just said? Or actually, we don't know what these are anymore because we don't know what women are. So did you hear what this person, I guess, would be perfect terminology to say? Did you hear what she said? My question is, this is where we are. What do we do?
Mr. Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
Do you guys agree with Kareem? My man Kareem says she has those "I'm not well" eyes. What do you guys think? Does this still photo here capture what Kareem is trying to convey to us? If it does, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If it doesn't, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. She has a septum ring. Yes. She is a talking sock muppet. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think? Sorry, ladies. I think Maya might be the lone birthing person in the chat right now. So my apologies. Not to sound exclusive, Maya, you know your family. You know what I'm saying? So please don't be offended. This is one for you guys. It seems to me that women are leading the charge for their own substitution or for their own replacement. My question is this something that men should sit out? Shouts out to my man AB Promotions. What up with it, bro? Everybody drop some radiation emoji for AB Promotions. My man AB Promotions hooked your boy up with a donation early, and he hooked me up with one last week that I didn't get a chance to thank him for. My apologies on that. But thank you for the donation and the consistency of the donations. AB, definitely appreciate it. So please, you guys, show him some love and throw some radiation emojis in the chat. And that's Tori and Rain's YouTube channel down there. Make sure you guys hit that link. And don't just hit the link. Watch the videos. You know what I'm saying? Comment. All that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to Black YouTube creators. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how good our engagement is. Doesn't matter how many millions of views or how many hundreds of thousands of views we get. The algorithm is never going to be kind to us. So our subscribers have to be kind to us. Because when it comes to us, our subscribers are the algorithm, because the YouTube algorithm does not work for us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So we're all in agreement with Kareem that she has those "I'm not well" eyes. My man Jay Bird says most definitely. Yeah, I agree. I find it fascinating that it's mainly women who are leading the charge to this, but then when they're getting their asses kicked in swimming competitions, they're the same ones not very happy about it. I don't know how that works. My man said the Jordan Peterson stream. If you guys haven't watched the Jordan Peterson stream on my other channel, make sure y'all check it out. It's classic.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh.
They're not mutually exclusive. She is a law professor. She's not a math instructor, because we all know union and mutual exclusivity, those are geometric issues. So maybe, possibly, she doesn't understand. Possibly, I don't know. You know, these type of people like to say, well, I do have a PhD. Yes, ma'am, you do. But your PhD is not in mathematics, which mutual exclusivity falls under the umbrella of. So maybe, just maybe, possibly. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Shouts out to my man DJ Elmo. What up with it, bro? Women are the only people that can naturally have a child after a conception and a sexual union with a man or with a sperm. Sperm, I guess, would be substitute for a male counterpart. You got somebody like Khloe Kardashian who's having a surrogate baby with her baby daddy. There's that. I don't understand any of this. What is this? So I need somebody to explain to me what in God's name is going on right here. We're going to run it back.
Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the
Now, Torian, you know, Ketanji Brown Jackson would ask you, are you a biologist or a zoologist? You know what I'm saying? We have to we have to have scientific credentials to be qualified to make such bold and strong statements as these. You know what I'm saying?
capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it.
Sure, if a white supremacist gets out of line, call him on it. Howley has been out of line many times. It's just in this particular instance, when somebody is saying that he's out of line, he's not. I don't see anything any kind of phobic about the question that was just asked. In my opinion, most conservatives are reparations phobic, and I guarantee you that that word doesn't exist. I don't see anything transphobic about this question, first and foremost, because the question was about a term. He asked about people capable of birth. I don't understand how expanding on a definition is any kind of phobic. Yeah, I totally agree. If you guys agree with my man DJ Elmo and the great Neely Fuller Jr., that this, what we're watching in real time, is maximum sophisticated confusion, give me a thumbs up. If you guys do not feel that this is maximum sophisticated confusion, give me a thumbs down and let me know what you think that it might be. It could be maximum sophisticated confusion, with a dash of inappropriate behavior. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. You know what I'm saying? My man Torian says you should have played the video of that Corman guy who was questioning her and peeped the reaction of the woman behind him. It was priceless. I'm gonna try to find that while this is playing. You say Corman, huh? I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick. Let me see. I'm gonna put this back on. I'm gonna put this back on and buy myself a little bit more time.
Opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing that.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
Because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads.
That's wild. What do you guys think about that little exchange there? Like, I don't know what to say about this, man, but like, this is, in my opinion, very embarrassing. Let me see. So Corman. All right. So Corman. Witness absolutely embarrasses GOP senator in judiciary hearing. Okay. Professor schools Senator Corman after he suggests she wants more black babies aborted. Hold on real quick. I got to find some of these real quick. So this is interesting. So now we have the whole black babies thing mainstream, which is more interesting stuff here. Okay. I think I got the Corman part. All right, cool. So I think I got the Corman part. So let's see. So what we'll do, this is this guy named John Corman. We'll check this out. Let's see. Far left Berkeley law professor melts down. Oh, there's a okay, hold on. Yeah, so we'll actually run down the line and actually watch. We'll watch a lot of this. We'll watch a lot of these. So shout out to Tori and Rain. Good looking on that because I didn't know about that. Shout out to Pirate. What up with it, Pirate? What's good with you? So all right, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
So violence. Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you,
Absolutely.
or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told
allowed
that
to
they're
question.
opening people to violence?
We have a good
by
time in my
questioning.
class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Yep.
Okay. So that was highly problematic, just like these 4 minors that fatally beat a 73-year-old man. We'll be talking about that later, either on News Reviews and Reactions or Crimecast. You know what I'm saying? So now this says law professor Khiara Bridges calls Senator Josh Hawley's questioning about pregnancy transphobic. A heated exchange between Bridges and Hawley during a Senate hearing captures a larger debate over an inclusive language about the abortion rights movement. Listen, man, there's nothing inclusive about childbirth in men. Can we all agree on that? There's nothing inclusive about childbirth in men other than the fact that men contribute a sperm to a woman that allows a woman to then birth a child, which is a combination of his sperm and her egg. End of discussion. What? Not okay. So now here it says during a Senate hearing on Tuesday about the impact of the Supreme Court's decision to reverse the Roe v. Wade, the landmark case that provided a constitutional right to abortion, Senator Josh Hawley clashed with law professor Khiara Bridges over a series of questions about who can become pregnant. Now, here's my question about this. Real quick, all right? And I want everybody to sit back. I want everybody to think, all right? Put on your thinking caps and come with me on this, all right? Follow me. Khiara Bridges is a law professor. Yes or no? If she is indeed a law professor, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Ketanji Brown Jackson is a Supreme Court justice. If both of those statements are true, give me thumbs up. According to a sitting Supreme Court justice, only a biologist can determine what a woman is. So what I'm trying to figure out is, how is this law professor, Khiara Bridges, by the logic of the Supreme Court, i.e. Ketanji Brown, qualified to sit here and have this debate with Josh Hawley if, per a sitting Supreme Court justice, only biologists can determine what a woman is? So what you're telling me is that only a biologist can tell me what a biological woman is, but anybody can qualify anybody else as a birthing person. My question is, how in the hell does that work? Somebody explain it to me. Are you guys following me? If you guys are following my line of thought, if you guys are following my train of logic, let me know. Shouts out to my man Emmanuel Carey, and shouts out to Black Manta. What up with y'all? Does that make sense? Am I crazy, or is my reasoning, is everybody good with my reasoning? Is my reasoning transphobic? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 22 people watching. Shouts out and thank you to all 22 people who are in the building watching. All right, make sure you guys please share the video out. If you're not subscribed, hit that bell. And also, please smash that like button and help us get to 24. Remember, we got a goal, 1 scunnet likes per video. We can do it. Makes absolute sense, my man AB Black, or my man AB Promotions. So what's up? So according to these people, it requires a biologist to say who a woman is. We have a person who's not a biologist, professor, but maybe today, maybe that day while she was in Senate, maybe that day she identified as a biology professor. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Howley, a Republican from Missouri, asked Bridges, a law professor at the University of California, Berkeley, why she used the phrase people with a capacity for pregnancy when she described the impacts of abortion restrictions and bans. When is the last time you've seen a mister have an abortion? Has anyone seen that ever in their lives? Is my question. If you have, give me a thumbs up. If you have not, give me a thumbs down. I have never seen a mister have an abortion. And yes, please, guys, make sure that you show some love like Black Manta is instructing you all to. Smash that like button, share the video out, invite a friend. You know what I'm saying? Pirate says, I'm confused. That's the point of all of this. That's their goal. You know what I'm saying? That's their goal. So now he says, you've referred to people with the capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women? Howley asks. Bridges responded that many cisgender women who identify with their assigned sex at birth, there is no assigned sex at birth other than what your DNA codes for you. You do not get assigned a sex at birth. There's no option that somebody sliding down the fallopian tubes checks off, and then that's what they're assigned. You're assigned a number when you go and get your driver's license. You know what I'm saying? You take a number from the machine. You don't, if we're talking about your DNA assigning your gender, that's a different story. Your doctor, the healthcare facility you're born at, none of them assign your birth. I'm not doing this shit. I'm not going to sit here and debate with somebody that the sky is green. I'm not goddamn doing it. So now here it says there are also, look at this. This is what she says. There's also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy, she said, referring to people who identify as neither male nor female. What the fuck do they identify as? What the hell are they then? Seriously, because I don't know the proper term. What are they? Like, you cannot make this up, man. You cannot make it up. So now here it says Howley shot back. So this isn't really a women's rights issue, right? We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups, Bridges said. Those things are not mutually exclusive. My question is, how are they not? My question is, how are they not? That's my question. You guys remember Arrested Development, that song Tennessee? Tennessee, Tennessee. Who remembers that? If you guys remember Arrested Development and that song Tennessee, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you guys don't know who Arrested Development is, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, give me a crying face in the chat, because I can't believe you don't know who Arrested Development is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so trying to understand all of this, I feel like that lady at the end. Won't you help me understand? Won't you help me? Won't you help me? Won't you help me understand? Take me to another place. Help me understand your plan. Yeah, Everyday People was that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everyday People was that shit. Yeah, you're gonna have to sit this one out, young buck. You know what I'm saying? You had to sit that one out, young buck. I didn't even know they were still making music, Black Manta. Seriously? My man Torian says, so in 2022, one woman can't define what a woman is. Another believes anybody with a stomach can be pregnant. Right. So if anybody in here watches mediocre tutorials and reviews, do you think that mediocre tutorials and reviews is going to start changing up his terminology about quote unquote viscous innards? Because the realm of talking about that can get kind of cloudy now that we're doing this with the stomachs. We're getting to a point now where this law professor here is trying to make a case for men having, quote, viscous innards, as MTR would say. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Crypto Key. My man Crypto Key says, good morning, B1. Seen the video. She was babbling hard and deflecting. It's sickening we have these, quote, black women just being ran through on TV like clowns for shit that works against us. I don't understand how this empowers women right here. Shouts out to W Brizzle 81. W Brizzle 81 says, goes back to what I said. It's all par for the course. From the point we decided to accept LGBTQ, we set this up. We no longer know what male and female is. And thumbs up. Appreciate it, bro. So now here it says, Howley continued to press Bridges and asked her what the core of the right to abortion is about. So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic. Somebody please explain that to me. I didn't see anything transphobic about his line of questioning. I see something problematic about the line of coke that has her eyes like that. She might have got it from Hunter Biden after he chopped it up and weighed it on the scale. You saw that video with Hunter Biden where he cut it. Did you guys see that? Cut it. Shouts out to my man Moxie Approved, man. I gotta show you guys something real quick. I gotta show you guys this shit that Moxie Approved had on his live stream last night that'll have y'all crying, laughing. Hold on real quick. See, this is how we always get into like this is how these streams always get a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? Then this is how they end up getting a lot longer than I expect them to get. Hold on, I want to show you guys this real quick. Let me see something. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. And I hate this. Y'all know y'all know that I'm like really OCD about the streams and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, your boy is over here suffering. All right. I think we got it. All right. We're going to take a break from that article real quick. And I'm going to show y'all this real quick. Check this out so y'all can laugh. Now, I'm going to have to cut this out of the video because it's going to cause a damn copyright thing, but it's all good. It's worth it. Look at this.
Now, here we go. So let's go. This is Hunter Biden. All right. This is Hunter Biden. And matter of fact, I might pull this motherfucker full screen or give him most of this. I'm going to open up my balcony. It's Hunter Biden. Some of y'all may not know what they hacked his phone. May not know because it ain't on mainstream.
This is where she might have got that coke that got her eyes like that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow. They can't tell me nothing about this coke. Can't tell me nothing about this crack, this weed, my hustling niggas. Niggas on the corner. I ain't forget you niggas. My triple B niggas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to this shit.
Look at this motherfucker. Let me go ahead and mute this shit before they turn this shit off.
Your game on track, not your wig push.
Look at him. Look at this fool. That's Hunter Biden. That's who he is. That's Hunter Biden. Look at him. I have to turn that music off. Look at this motherfucker. Look. 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 Matter of fact, let me get out of the way. Let me get out of the way.
Why does he
Family and
record this
business
shit?
completely separated. Money and blood don't mix like two dicks and no bitch. Find yourself in.
Oh my gosh, he's talking about Mexico.
Look, he tearing that ass up. I saw him, he was tearing that ass up.
Man, he living that La Vida Loca, bro.
Living that life.
Is on the wake up, slug hit your temple, watch your frame shake up. Caretaker did your makeup when you pass.
Oh, there you go.
2.07.
You got to make sure it's the right measurement. Correct.
Shouts out to Moxie Approved, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to my man's channel, man, make sure y'all go over there and check it out. I'm about to throw the link in there right now so y'all could go subscribe to the homie. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude right there. Make sure y'all go check that video out. Show some love. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Yeah, man. This is what these politicians, that's where your crack money, or that's where your tax money is going. Your tax money is crack money. You know what I'm saying? Your tax money is crack money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shouts out to Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So now here, back to this. And this is why I think she got the line that got her eyes like that from him. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says she continued, and it opens up people to trans violence. But then Howley cut her off, and the two began a tense exchange. Now, I didn't think anything was violence inducing there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you guys sense anybody in danger from that conversation? The only thing that I think that ran any risk of danger was her ego possibly being damaged, but I didn't see any danger there. Did you? If you guys saw some danger, you know what I'm saying, let your boy know and show me where it's at. So now here it says, I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies, he said. Bridges responded with a statistic noting that 1 in 5 transgender people have attempted suicide. And then Howley interrupted her again because of my line of questioning, so we can't talk about it. So what I want you guys to understand, who was it that said that she was babbling? I mean, she is babbling. I think it was Crypto Key. Why she's reading off statistics when being asked about how he's saying violent language. I mean, that's a strong accusation to say somebody is being violent because they're asking you a question, especially a serious question about a topic like this. Is this what people voted for when they voted for Biden? This and all of the bathroom issues and different things like that? So now here it says Bridges continued because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist is dangerous. I don't think anybody denied their existence or that they don't exist. I think what it is that people are saying women are the only group of people that can naturally have babies. How does that delete trans people from existence? If you guys agree with Keith, give me a thumbs up. She couldn't answer the question. That's why she got loud and offensive. Now, my question is, how does what's going on right here empower women? And my question is, how is this not looked at as an attack on women? I'm confused as to why the empowerment women don't see this as a direct attack on them. I mean, I'm seriously baffled by that. It seems to me like most of the support for this kind of thing comes from empowerment women, which is extremely fascinating. You know, it's not something that I would expect, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 26 live viewers. Shouts out to all the live viewers, and we got 19 likes. If everybody smashes that like button, we'll be at 45. So let's get to 45. Yeah, she got super triggered. Big facts. Howley interrupted again. I'm denying trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies. Fair question. He asked this question. Bridges repeatedly asked him, "Are you? Are you what? Are you what?" So now here it says Bridges then asked Howley if he believes men can get pregnant, and he said no. To which Bridges responded, "Then you're denying that trans people exist. Thank you." How is denying that men can get pregnant denying that trans people exist? How are these the same thing? I need everybody in the comments to participate with me on this and explain to me how these are the same thing. And that's the reason, Kareem, why I asked the question, should men sit this out? In my opinion, men should sit this out. Because the women who are against this, they're not around. You know what I'm saying? They're not marching with that. But this woman truly believes that she's not special, and she truly believes that she's not unique, that it's not a gift specifically entrusted to women to have children. I didn't say any of those things, and people call me a misogynist. Shouts out to Carla. What up with it, Carla? Yeah, I agree. Keith says men should definitely sit this out. So let's get a consensus on this. Thumbs up if men should sit this out. If this is a woman's battle, give me a, I guess, nail polish emoji. I don't know. So now here it says, and that leads to violence. Howley responded. He then fired off a series of questions asking if this is how Bridges runs her classrooms and if students are made to feel that they're opening up people to violence. We have a good time in my class. You should join, she said. You might learn a lot. Gillian Brandsetter, a communication strategist at the American Civil Liberties Union, said it's deeply telling Senator Howley would rather engage in erasure of trans people than learning about the harms of abortion bans he backs. He was engaging in the erasure of trans people. Can we talk about their creation before we talk about their erasure? Shouts out to Digital T. What up with it, bro? Carla didn't get a notification. Real quick, if everybody could, if you have not done the survey that's in the comment section, I need 100% participation on that. So please, guys, do the survey. If you received a notification, you know what I'm saying? You know what to do. If you guys got a notification, also drop a radiation emoji in the chat. If you did not get a notification, put an angry face in the chat. My question is, what's up with this? What is this nonsense? It's a characteristics of politicians across the country who will cling to archaic ideas. Look at this. Archaic ideas about womanhood and gender while endorsing policies which are devastating to women and transgender people themselves, she said. Where are transgender people having children? And where are transgender people affected by abortion bans? Yep, she's a teacher. So this is what she's teaching the youth. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the heated exchange between Bridges and Hawley captures a larger debate over inclusive language in the abortion rights movement. Some argue that phrases like people who experience pregnancy exclude cisgender women when they are the most likely to need access to abortion. But others note that including transgender and non-binary people in the conversation doesn't erase or exclude women. It does. Because one of the things that makes a woman is the ability to have children and deliver babies. And if you assign that to everybody, if we all lives matter, that does erase women. It's called dilution. The United States should know it's what they've been doing to the black population and to the black brain ever since our exposure to this country. I agree, Crypto. I will sit back and let the natural woman handle their business. Popcorn time. Yeah, that's a fact. Because it's, in my opinion, the natural women are the biggest supporters of this. Who is the biggest supporter of this? You guys agree with me that it's natural women? I mean, that lady there, she was a natural woman going hard. So now here it says research suggests that transgender people would be disproportionately affected by restrictions on abortion. Why? Because they wouldn't be born? I mean, what the fuck? How? Is it because they wouldn't be born? Somebody make it make sense. Does this make a lick of sense? So now here it says a 2019 study of trans, non-binary, and gender diverse people found that 36% of respondents considered trying to end a pregnancy on their own without clinical supervision. They said this could reflect formidable barriers to a facility-based abortion care, as well as a strong desire for privacy and autonomy in the abortion process, and that efforts are needed to connect trans people with information on safe and effective methods of self-managed abortion and to dismantle barriers to clinical abortion care. The back and forth between Bridges and Hawley also took place amid a nationwide surge in, oh, here we go, look at this, anti-LGBTQ legislation, which is one of the reasons why Joe Biden says these people need protection. They need protection. Do you guys feel that they need protection? If you guys feel that they need protection, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys do not feel that they need protection, give me a thumbs down. Okay. Because you guys know that Joe Biden, he passed an executive order that protects LGBTQ people from anti-LGBTQ legislation. You guys are aware of that, right? If you guys are aware of that, give me a thumbs up. If you're not aware of that, give me a thumbs down. Since January, more than 340 anti-LGBTQs, the majority of which target transgender youth, have been introduced in state legislature, according to the Human Rights Campaign. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but apparently there's a global downing, a global Twitter outlet or outage. I guess Twitter's not working or some shit. I don't know. Maybe somebody could confirm. Missouri, the state that Howley represents, considered 2 bills that would have barred transgender students from participating on school sports teams that match their gender identity as opposed to their assigned sex at birth, which is absolutely insane. Notice that the groups with all this so-called protection tend to be the most annoying and dangerous groups. That's a fact. That is a fact. So let's check out the full exchange. All right. Let's check out this full exchange. Let me see here. Okay. So here's this one right here. We're gonna look at all of these. Shouts out to my man Jay the Informant. What up with it, bro? So this is this video right here with Senator John Cornyn. Okay. So let's check this out.
Senator Cornyn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Professor Bridges, you, in your testimony, talked about the prevalence of abortion, the percentage of Black babies that are aborted as opposed to non-Black babies. I think you said 3 or 4 times more Black babies than non-Black babies are aborted. You also talk about systemic racism. Do you see any systemic racism associated with the prevalence of abortion for Black babies as opposed to non-Black babies?
Absolutely. The higher rates of unintended pregnancy that lead to higher abortion rates among Black people is a result of structural racism, systemic racism. I understand systemic racism not to be boogeymen who are trying to dupe Black people into abortion care. I understand structural racism to be the systems that have made it so that Black people disproportionately bear the burdens of poverty in this country, the systems that have denied them the basics that they need in order to live humane lives like food, clothing, shelter, health care.
So you believe
a system that responds with the criminal
you believe
legal
there ought
system.
to be more Black babies aborted, is that right?
I believe that we ought to create the conditions under which people can lead lives.
It's always fascinating to me to listen to an old cross-burning ass Adoso act as if he has some kind of concern for Black babies when they were doing nothing, when their disgusting ass ancestors were feeding what they call pickaninnies to alligators. That shit is fascinating to me to watch the fakeness. But what's sad is how this woman here is too naive to capitalize on the fakeness of this pale moron. You know what I'm saying?
Lives that are filled with dignity and humanity.
And
That
to
means
your,
being
to
able
your way
to-
of thinking, that happens when more Black babies are aborted.
I believe, I trust, I love Black people with the capacity for pregnancy. I think they have agency, they have intelligence, they know what is best for themselves. And I would love to create the conditions under which they can live lives that are filled with dignity and
And
humanity.
do you think a baby that is delivered alive has value?
Yes.
Do you think that a baby that is not yet born has value?
I believe that a person with a capacity for pregnancy has value. They have intelligence, they have agency, they
No,
have
I'm talking about the
dignity.
baby.
And I'm talking about the person with the capacity for
And I'm,
pregnancy.
Yeah, and you know what else? The monkeypox numbers say they like both holes too.
you're not answering the question. I'm asking.
I'm answering a more interesting question to
Do you
me.
think that the baby that is not yet born, let's say the day before this mother delivers, do you think that baby has value?
I think that the person with the capacity for pregnancy has value, and they should have the ability to control what happens to their lives.
Well, and I just note you refuse to answer the question. Ms. Harrell, the Declaration of Independence talks about certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When do you think that unalienable right to life attaches?
Now, yeah, I caught it. Now, did you guys also catch how this guy is using the Declaration of Independence undertone? to throw that little anti-black dig at her. But again, she's too into her liberal delusion to see it. That's the new thing. That's the trend. That's what they all say. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes, life is
What
a
up with
human
it, N
right.
Wolf?
And when I answered Senator Booker's question earlier, that I think our laws should protect all human life, I think I was focusing on the hard part, and I didn't mean to suggest that it's a matter of congressional authority to enact the law that you described. But I do think that the American people understand that you have no rights if you don't have the right to life. That is a principle that our nation was founded upon, and every human.
See, now if she was if this law professor or whatever the hell she was smart, she would say, yeah, as black people, we know that because you all designed this country where prior to and during that Declaration of Independence, we had no right to life. And it's arguable if we do now. So yeah. And like in my opinion, she should have said that to each and every one of these people in here. But instead, she was busy and she had her cape on for the non-existent pregnancies from men. You know what I'm saying?
Being from its earliest existence has its own DNA and has a future. If we don't extinguish it, has a future. And that is a human right. It is the values and mores, as Senator Cruz was speaking of, that goes back to the founding of our nation, even at common law, and all the way up until 1973.
There's a global Twitter issue. I saw something in my email about it. It just happened. So I guess that's what's going on. I don't know when it happened because I shared something on Twitter right before I went live. So it must have just happened.
And those life-affirming laws in 46 states were turned on their heads by the Supreme Court. So I believe that's what the American people believe. Life is a human right.
Governor Stratton,
That's not a consistent American value. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been since the creation of the country. But this lady is lost in her liberal delusion, and she has ample. These people are opening themselves up to be nailed, a gory nailing to the wall, a gory intellectual bludgeoning. These people have opened themselves up to, and she's one of those smart dummies that's too smart and dumb to catch it.
as I listen to your testimony, it seems to me that you're advocating for abortion at any time, for any reason, at any point during a woman's pregnancy. Is that correct?
What I'm advocating for is for everyone to have the right to determine what's best for their life, their body, and their
Any
future.
time, at any point in the pregnancy. Is that correct?
I'm advocating for everyone to have the right to make the personal decision about what's best for their life, their body, and their future. Everyone should have that right.
Do you not understand my question? My question is, are you advocating that there's a right to abortion at any time, for any reason, at any point during a pregnancy?
I'm not sure if you understand my answer, but what I'm saying
No,
is that
I understand that you're not
Okay.
answering the question.
then
And what amazes me is the advocacy for.
This is an embarrassment. Right. If you guys agree with Tori, and this is really a yes or no question, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then tell me what the other options to answer are.
Unlimited abortion rights where there is zero value placed on an unborn child. I think Senator Cruz pointed out, obviously, abortion is a very emotional and divisive issue in our society. One reason why we haven't had conversations like this is because the Supreme Court has said you can't talk about it because it's out of bounds. It's in the Constitution, as opposed to it being decided in a forum, a legislative forum like the states. But what I don't understand is the argument that a unborn child has zero value the day before it's delivered, but then has value the day after it's born. Ms. Matzke, can you help explain that?
Thank you so much, Senator. Yes, I actually can. As a matter of fact, here in California, there's a law that's about to be passed called AB 2223. And this law basically will allow, as a woman is in the midst of a chemical abortion and she delivers.
So now, like, I want you guys to understand what else is going on here. Understand the optics of this. They're making it look like black people are completely insane and that white people are just the beacon of life, light, and common sense, which is absolutely insane. So I want you guys to understand the significance of this. Because we're sitting here watching it look like white supremacists are the people that have common sense when we know that that's completely not true. So understand the play.
A baby alive on the floor at any stage of pregnancy or in a hospital, that baby, if this law is passed, has the ability to be born alive and left to die. No matter what, a baby in the womb or outside of the womb has value. And we are not just talking about the value of a life in the womb right now. We are also talking about the value of a life in California after it is born and allowing
Facts.
it to.
Facts. And see, in my opinion, this is one of the problems with the political system and the political spectrum. You know what I'm saying? This is how, when they use conservative and Democrat, you know that anytime somebody says liberal, anytime somebody says Democrat, anytime somebody says the left, look at this interview. Anytime any of these people say any of that, it's a dog whistle talking about black people while not talking about black people because of the way that they've positioned these optics to look on TV.
Die up to 28 days after birth.
So make sure that you guys understand that. All right. So let me see something else here. Okay, so yeah, all right. So we got this one here. We're gonna check this out. So now, see, and I want you guys to pay attention to the language here. See how it says far left? So and we've known this and we've talked about this, despite the fact that, you know, most of us don't identify with these political parties, to make it comfortable and easy for white people to get their points across. They've effectively blanketed black people as the left, the far left nowadays.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. Before I want to visit with you, Ms. Meskey, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that
There's that. Asking a question is violence. And that question was transphobic, apparently.
I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
Because of
for
my
us-
line of questioning? So
Because-
we can't talk about it?
because denying that trans people exist.
Shouts out to my man
and
KO Kid
pretending
Fit.
not
What
to
up
know
with it,
that
bro?
they exist.
I'm
is
denying that trans
dangerous.
people exist by asking
Are
you
you?
if you're
Are
talking
you?
about women
Are you?
having pregnancies.
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can
So
get
you are
pregnant.
denying that trans people exist? Thank
And that
you.
leads to violence. Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you, or are they
Absolutely.
also treated like this, where
No, no, no,
they're
they're
told
allowed
that
to
they're
question.
opening up people to
Oh,
violence?
We have a good
by
time in my
questioning.
class. You should join.
I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot
I
just in this
know,
exchange.
absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Yep.
Ms. Matsky, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So you provide health care to women free of charge, right? Is that right?
Absolutely
You've done
free
this
of
for
charge.
many years.
Yep.
You have licensed medical professionals at your pregnancy care centers. Is that right?
That is correct.
And what are some of the resources that you provide for women who come to you in a time of need?
So,
Just give us you talked about it in your written testimony, but just give us a sense of it.
so we have 3 OBGYN doctors, 5 registered nurses, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, phlebotomists, medical assistants, and we provide prenatal care, OBGYN care. We provide pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, well woman visits, breast exams. We provide a wide range of medical services. Yes.
So, what do you think about the DC politicians now saying that your clinic and the other 3,000 pregnancy care centers around this country are fake medical clinics? For instance, Senator Warren has said it's now more important than ever to crack down on so-called crisis pregnancy centers that mislead and deceive patients. Senator Menendez, crisis pregnancy centers jeopardize women's health and well-being, all while elevating unproven theories about birth control. Senator Warner wrote to Google asking them to censor search results for care centers like yours, saying directing women to fake clinics that traffic in misinformation is dangerous to women's health and undermines the integrity of Google's search results.
I don't understand how any of this is empowering to women. Any women who are watching this, do you guys want to take a crack at how this may somehow empower you to live a better and more viable life? How this helps you to, I guess, some kind of rights? I don't know if we have any LGBTQ trans individuals in here, but if you guys have a scheduled abortion, you know what I'm saying? I guess let us know what, how you feel about this. Do you feel attacked? Like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This is where we are. We're debating things that shouldn't even be a debate. I don't think that this is insane to me. I'm just going to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that this should be a debate. The fact that this is an actual debate, in my opinion, this is the apex. This is the pinnacle of absurdity. This is just, I don't understand why people are even tolerating this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 30 live viewers. Shouts out to everybody. Please make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys get us to 58 likes. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, take a moment, hit that bell icon, share the video out. All right. Also, make sure that you follow the backup channels and check out my other social media.
Do you run a fake clinic? Is that what's happening here? You don't provide actual medical care to actual women?
We absolutely do not run a fake clinic, and we have a full medical staff. Like I said, many of our medical professionals have experienced abortion for themselves, including our OBGYN doctor who used to perform abortions. So our entire medical staff is there for women, whether they choose abortion and walk out the door or whether they choose life for their baby, and we support them for years after that.
Do you think there ought to be an ideological test to be able to get medical care in this country? Should we say to women, well, you have to agree with the DC Democrats' ideology, otherwise you can't go get medical care? Or maybe for you and the physicians who work at your pregnancy care center or the thousands of others across the country, should we impose an ideological test on them and say that, well, you have to agree with the DC Democrats' position on abortion or you can't provide medical care to women? Should we do that in this country?
Like, I've said this before, And I don't know if like people blew it off, or maybe it went over people's heads or what. But like I look at YouTube and I look at the quote gender war per se, and in my opinion, I don't even know what to say. But in my opinion, this here is the legitimate gender war, because women knock knock, women knock knock, women. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's other women that are trying to give away all of your female attributes to non-female entities. So, and I don't see that being hardline addressed by women. So that must mean there's not a problem. Which, I mean, if I'm a man and I'm saying that, I'm out of bounds, I guess. So I'm asking, how comfortable are you with your own erasure? Is it something that you all would like to contribute to? Because, I mean, you see this woman here contributing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I just want to ask in my few remaining seconds here, Miss Harley, the Dobbs decision, as I understand it, I've read it now a number of times. It gives to voters the decision as to what laws should be pertaining to life and pertaining to abortion in all 50 states and other jurisdictions around the country. I'm just curious, do you know what percentage of voters in this country support the DC Democrats' position that they want to impose on the entire country, a one-size-fits-all rule they want to impose from the top down? Do you know what percentage of voters support their position, which is also, by the way, the same position taken by North Korea and China, other notable violators of human rights? Do you know what percentage it is?
I know that nearly 90% of Americans oppose abortion.
Speaking of violators of human rights, let's talk about our own backyards and what people that look like these people here do. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the United Nations is going to be investigating that Kaylin Walker shooting that took place in Akron, Ohio. While we're talking about human rights abuses, while we're talking about a country that was based and born out of the biggest human rights violation in the entire world history, there's that. So we have that to look forward to.
In the third trimester, the number that would support abortion up to the moment of birth has to be minuscule. It's a horrific policy.
Yeah, I mean, based on the most recent Harvard poll that was just released just a few days ago, it less than 10% of voters say that they would support abortion into the final month of pregnancy, and yet that is the law that the DC politicians want to impose on every voter in America, to take this away from the people, take it away from my state, take it away from all the other states and the voters in the states, but impose this law uniformly that is not supported by 90% of the American people. Talk about anti-democratic. At the same time, they want to shut down 3,000 pregnancy care centers all around this country. That's radical. Thank you for being here.
So there's that. There's that. All right. So I want to take a look and react to Amazing Lucas's video that he did about this, and then we will be done with this topic and I'll get ready for another stream. So let's check out what Amazing Lucas says. And I want to see if you guys agree with what he says or if you guys disagree. So here we go.
Does not make sense. Oh my goodness. So listen, I'm watching this little back and forth between Josh Harley, from who I despise, okay, do his little stupid nonsense with January 6th, and this law professor, Khiara Bridges. And she is clearly cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Josh Harley, he's talking about, hey, I keep hearing you use this line, and I'm trying to understand what it means. What do you mean by people who have the capacity to get pregnant? He's like, do you mean women? Is that like, is that what you mean? Like, oh, it's so stupid.
Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
So she goes on, right, to say that, okay, well, cis women can get pregnant. There are some cis women who can't get pregnant. Trans men can get pregnant, and also non-binary can get pregnant.
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable.
Do the women in the chat agree with this woman here? Why or why not? Is this woman speaking for all women? Are you guys going to be teaching classes showing men the safest and most effective ways to push out a child? Is any woman in the chat planning on starting an entrepreneurial business that does that?
Of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
Listen, all of that, okay, it's under the umbrella of biological women, okay? That's what it's under, the umbrella of biological women. If a woman can't get pregnant, okay, that is abnormal. No one's going out there, oh, there are women who can get pregnant and women who can't get pregnant. No, that's not how that works. Women who can't get pregnant, that's an abnormality, okay? That's a problem. That's not a good thing. That's not a norm, all right? People have somehow conflated the fact that we have abnormalities with the abnormality in and of itself being a norm. Those are two different things, you nincompoops, okay? And as far as non-binary, are they saying non-binary is like a sex now? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Trans men, right? They can get pregnant. There are biological women. It gets to the point where he's just asking, like, yo, what are we getting at? Like, what are you talking about here, right? And she's like, I find that your line of questioning is transphobic.
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence.
Now, I want to ask a question about this live stream. Do you all feel that this live stream is transphobic? Is this live stream opening people up for violence? If you guys feel that this live stream is transphobic and people are being opened up and targeted for violence, give me some tear emojis in the chat. If not, give me a laughing emoji.
By not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
He's like, yo, I can't even ask questions now? She's like, what you're trying to do is that you're trying to say that trans people don't exist. You're trying to erase our existence. That's what you're trying to do.
My question is, why is there not very much female resistance against this? This is like woman kryptonite. And I don't understand why that is.
So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm
is
denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
And he's like, wait, what? He's like, let me just ask you. Let me ask you. Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
Now, naturally, 99.99999% of people on this planet would say no.
Let's take a survey in the chat. And we need 100% participation. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The question of 2022. Are you guys ready for it? Can men get pregnant? If the answer is yes, give me a thumbs up. If the answer is no, give me a thumbs down.
That's correct. They would say no. Well, she then responds, oh, well, then you're transphobic, okay? You're transphobic, and that leads to people harming themselves, right? She is just...
No, I don't think women can get
So you're
pregnant.
denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you? Or are they also treated like this? Where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good
by
time in my
questioning.
class. You should join.
I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
It's crazy, okay? It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And by your own logic, by the trans community's own logic, this does not make sense, right? Because let's break this down, okay? Trans men are men. That's what they want to say. Trans women are women. Fine. Let's say I concede that, right? Let's go for it. Let's go down this little rabbit trail of craziness, okay? Trans men are men. Fine. You're right. They're men, okay? And the reason why many of these trans people even transition, right, is due to they have gender dysphoria, which causes them, there's a disconnect from the gender they were assigned with at birth, okay? And it causes them pain, physical pain, angst, anxiety, okay? That leads them to transitioning, okay? I'm a woman, I want to be a boy. But here's the thing. They want to be what society deems as a boy, the stereotypical boy. Hence, why there's a blue in the flag, because boys like blue statistically, right? And girls, the pink in the flag, that's what they like. Girls are pink, boys are blue. And that's the transitioning. So now you want to adopt society's stereotypical norms for a boy, right? Or for a girl. Now, that being said, as a boy, as a man, okay, I can't get pregnant. I can't. Don't have a uterus. I don't have any of the things that allows me to get pregnant. Don't have eggs, none of that. Can't get pregnant, okay? Can't. I can't. I physically cannot do it, all right? So if you are now a trans man, and trans men are men, they're one and the same, then you can't get pregnant. And if you can, well, then you're not a man. Why is this so hard to understand?
Right. I agree with everything that Lucas is saying here. I mean, I don't know why this, it's almost like what they're doing is we're going to just have this conversation and we're just going to keep having this conversation until we beat you down with repetition. We're going to beat you down with repetition. That's how we're going to win this thing. I mean, this at this point is redundant. How many videos have I done about this? How many times have we talked about it? We're going to talk about this every time some shit like this goes on. But the thing is we just need to acknowledge that this is insane. This is insane. And I'm sure eventually, YouTube will start taking videos down and doing all kinds of other stuff. This is one of the reasons why they're not talking about monkeypox the way that they're supposed to talk about it. When does it end? That's the actual question, guys. When does this nonsense end? Yeah, this is indeed the real multiverse of madness. This is literal, full-blown, maximum sophisticated confusion. You know what I'm saying? This is literal, full-blown, maximum sophisticated confusion. Full-blown. You know what I'm saying?
What you are attempting to do is have your cake and eat it too. I'm sorry. Pick a side, bruh. Pick a side. Like, what are you doing, bruh? You a man on Monday and a woman on Tuesday? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? This is craziness, all right? If you're a man, then be a man. Fine, okay? Act like a man. You know the stereotypes and everything around it. Be that, because that's what you identified with, right? That's what resonated with you, okay? If you're so much, I don't even understand the lunacy, okay? The lunacy behind a trans man getting pregnant. How, Sway? How? Huh? How, bruh? What?
That's exactly how I feel when I had this. Anytime I do some content like about this, like why are we having this conversation? Like, I'm not about to sit up here and argue with motherfuckers if A is the first letter of the alphabet or not. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it, damn it. Like, where are we at with society now? Like, seriously. Shouts out to everybody that's watching. You know what I'm saying? We got 31 live viewers. We got 35 likes. Remember, we got that goal of 100 likes per stream. Everybody make sure, if you haven't smashed that like button, please make sure you smash the like button. Also, make sure that you hit that bell icon twice. All right. Also, if you guys have not subscribed to all of the backup channels, take a moment, hit the about page. All right. Hit the channels page. Go down the line, hit those bell icons twice. And remember, 2:30 Eastern time, me and TD on TD and Rob Just Talking. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, handle that.
Well, I would think, wouldn't that cause you more physical pain? Wouldn't that be a reminder that, hey, you weren't born a man. In fact, you were born a woman. I would think that would be more painful than anything else. Like, this is lunacy. This is lunacy. It goes against everything that you've tried to teach and condition people and educate people on. Goes completely against it. All right. This woman is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And even acknowledging this stark contradiction, they want to say, oh, you're transphobic. No, I'm listening to what you're saying. But what you're saying doesn't make any sense. That is not a phobia, okay? Me having an understanding, a grasp of the intellectual inconsistencies of your premise is not a phobia, okay? That's not how this works. Any type of criticism cannot be dismissed and labeled as phobia so you can stay in your imaginary cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs land of make-believe. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, it's transphobic. Okay, that was absolutely...
That's hilarious. Shout out to Amazing Lucas. So I'm going to put the link to this video in the chat if you guys want to check it out later. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all thumbs up the video. This is where we are. And you guys, one of the most scary things about this was you guys heard how she quickly turned it into, well, this is creating a violent situation for trans people. Yeah, no, I don't see this creating a violent situation for anybody. Honestly, other than women, because this is similar to an ethnic genocide of legitimate women. An ethnic genocide. If you ask me, that's what I see this as. I wish that women saw their value. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why, a lot of women don't. I do. You know what I'm saying? I love women. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I find it disappointing, sad, and heartbreaking that it's a lot of women who are leading the charge to this. You know what I'm saying? But maybe in the future, things will change. So, ladies and gentlemen, players and PMs, make sure you don't move a muscle. All right, stay right where you are. The live stream will take you into the next scheduled live stream. All right, it'll be a premiere window on Blacklight Revelations C19 report. So if you're not subscribed to Blacklight Revelations C19 report, make sure you subscribe. I'll probably be live again on Blacklight Revelations news, reviews, and reaction. I have to take a look at this and see where to put all this stuff. And I will catch you all on the next video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for checking out the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure after the stream, you guys leave lots of comments, and I will catch you all on the next one. All right, peace.